Was yeah, for you? You said you you want to shout too much off the rooftops what you were doing. Can you remember what was the first time that you actually showed some of your work to somebody? Was that the producer? I think Eric.
It was the producer, Eric Brusek.
What was his reaction the first time?
Well, he's the boyfriend of a friend of mine, and he's a very even guy, very calm. And just construct. I mean, he was being very professional, you know. He just kind of said, "Okay, we can do this, we can do that." It was. He's not a.
He was not enthusiastic, maybe too much.
He was enthusiastic. He's like you said, just very even. He never is high or low. You know, he's very much in the middle, which is good. You know, I mean, it was good for me. After him, I gave some songs to a few people who like were musician friends of mine. And I didn't get feedback from them right away, and that was very upsetting. Yeah. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have given it to them. But yeah, so I didn't give it to the right people, I don't think.
They never gave you a reply?
Not for a very long time, which made me think it was bad, of course.
And was it just maybe, yeah, what was did they reply to it afterwards, or you had to ask them for it, or?
I had to ask them, I had to push them, and it was just kind of a situation where, you know, people, I don't know what they're, anyway, but eventually both of them came around to be like, oh, they love it, you know, and they couldn't be more supportive. But at first it was like, no, nothing.
Because you said you were a bit insecure maybe at the start. At what stage of the recording or the making of the record did you get a sense of maybe a bit more confidence?
It wasn't until months later. Like, I finished recording in November, and I think not until maybe like February or something did I feel good about it.
Yeah, was it already? It was finished maybe then. And
it was finished, yeah. I don't know what happened. I mean, I just had to sit with it, I guess.
Yeah. How long did you not listen to it before you maybe start daring to play it?
Yeah, a few months, you know. I mean, and then I didn't listen to it I've started listening to it again now because I've been playing with different musicians, and they're listening to the album in order to play it live, and I forgot what it sounds like. So they're making references to the recording, but I've forgotten the recording already. So I have to go back and listen to what they're listening to.
But maybe your way of working is it also you finish it, you recorded it, it's locked up, and do you then still play the songs afterwards at your home, or is it then you don't bother anymore?
Yeah, I don't listen. I mean.
So, but now you have to practice them songs maybe for the performance also?
Yeah, so I mean, they're rearranged slightly, and it's been great for me because I've been playing with a band, and I've also been doing these shows like I'm doing tonight by myself. So I have to rearrange them to play just on a guitar, and then rearrange them again slightly to play with a band. But that's something I've always done with the Fiery Furnaces, so that's not new to me. But it is great to have this balance of playing on my own and playing with a band. I've never gotten to do that before. That's just nice.
That depends on the venue, or depends on you? Or?
Depends on just the trip, and you know, like this trip was supposed to be about doing some promo too, so it didn't make sense to bring a band. And but I'll be back at the end of November to Europe with the band.
Is that something you already did for a long time, playing alone, or was this also new for you?
No, all new, like since January.
How can you remember the first time you were alone on stage?
The first time I was alone on stage was the first time I was on stage ever. Was in Stockholm. I was visiting some friends. It was in 2000, and they just like asked me to play a few songs at this kind of gallery thing, and yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you just mentioned it before the interview. Your brother now moved to Paris. Is that important? What was your reaction when he told you he wanted to move out of? Because you lived close to each other, I assume, before that?
We did. He moved out of New York a couple years ago, outside of the city, but it's good for him. I mean, he's never lived abroad, and I did that when I was much younger, and he never did it, so I mean, I'm happy for him to do it.
Does it influence your work ethics maybe in that way?
For the Fiery Furnaces?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it might be slower in getting together again to work on something new, but it's good for us. We've spent so much time together in the past 10 years. I think it's healthy to be apart a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Has he? Yeah. You said you didn't give him the record before it was finished. He probably has heard it now.
Yes.
And was he
At
proud?
least I think he is. Yeah, I didn't give it to him until I had a copy to give him. I think, he's always been my biggest supporter. I mean, he's the one who really pushed me to play music in the first place. So I think he's pleased, yeah. I mean, happy for me to be doing something new.